waiting on the person to interview me. Where in the world are they at? They just don't know. Whoa! Holy crapola. I gotta use a remote to my TV as the microphone. She wanted me to use a candy cane. Do you know how ridiculous that's gonna look with me sitting here with a candy cane in my hand? Is that a roll of toilet paper? No, she didn't. Okay, let's get this interview started.
Welcome back to my channel.
She's holding a roll of toilet paper.
Today I have with me my father, my dad, my daddy, my papa, my faja, my padre.
Padre?
Yeah. What? Dad, wait, what? What was that?
Padres. A padre is a priest. Yeah.
That means father in Spanish. Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
South Carolina. South Kakalaki.
In Kakalaki?
The dirty South, that's right.
Okay. He was raised in Kakalaki. So tell me a little bit about growing up in North Carolina and how that was for you.
First of all, I grew up in South Carolina.
Oh, just kidding. How was it growing up in South Carolina during the mid-1960s and 1970s, being a young black man?
It was unique. You got to understand, you're growing up during a time and a period when we were still being looked down upon. We were treated as second-class citizens. And to some degree, we believe we were second-class citizens. But I was lucky to be raised by an aunt who instilled pride and love and for myself and my people. She instilled that in me. So I grew up unique in the sense that I sort of blocked things out.
What age were you when your schools integrated? Because I know the South was very late on integration. Although Jim Crow laws were done away with in the mid-1960s, I know that it was a little bit...
South Carolina was one of the last states. It was forced integration. Again, my 9th grade year was the first time that I actually went to school with Caucasian kids or white kids. And the exact year that was, I don't know. I have to do some math real quick, you know. Went to a small school, so they're not really using my fingers and stuff, you know. It probably was 1971.
So how was that, growing up, going to school with all black kids, and then you reach high school, your first year of high school, and now you are in school with white kids?
It was strange, because we actually were integrated, but we were segregated in the classroom. The whites sat together and the blacks sat together. It was like, even though it was mandated that we had to integrate, the school system itself didn't do anything to try to make it a unique experience. We outnumbered the white kids probably 2-to-1. Taking consideration the town I come from is probably more white than black. But the school was more black only because the white kids were shipped off to academies that they set up on purpose to make sure that they didn't have to go to school with us.
Can you share a memory from this time period that sticks out in your mind?
We had this festival down south. We call it Railroad Daz Festival. And I happened to...
Railroad Daz.
I believe I was 16 or 17 at the time. And, you know, the word nigger, you know, was something that I heard all my life, and it didn't bother me. It is what it is, you know. It never really bothered me. Until this particular day. It was at the Railroad Daz Festival. I'll never forget this. His little boy was eating ice cream with his mother and father. And he looked up at me and he looked at his mother and he said, "Mommy, look at the nigger." And chills just ran through my body. Because I realized at that point that these parents were bringing their kids up with a racial hatred of me. He don't know what a nigger is. He was being taught from an early age. And that bothered me because in my mind there's no hope for the future. Because the youth are being brought up in the same way that the whites who have been using that word all our lives, they're bringing their kids up to hate us. Not to recognize us as people or understand us as a human being, but nigger. That's what he saw when he looked at me.
You've seen an America that was legally racially segregated, and you are alive today in 2017. How far do you think we have come from the Jim Crow era?
Oh, we've come a long way. Back then, you couldn't even associate with a white woman. You couldn't. Your friends really weren't white, not by choice. You might have tried to reach out, but back then the parents had a lot to do with the way the kids acted. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that the people that I went to school with were racist. I just believe that they were afraid to interact with us because their parents were racist. Today is a little different. I believe racism definitely exists. There's no doubt about it. You see it every day. But we've come a long way. We bridged the gap, but there's still a long way to go. The difference in now and then is back then it was more in the open. Guy was a racist. He was a racist. He let you know. Hey, I don't like you. Hey, boy, I don't like you. Nowadays, it could be your best friend. You think it's your best friend. It could be your next door neighbor. It could be your boss. It could be your teacher. It could be anybody.
The term nigger, you said that you experienced that growing up constantly. Being now in your full adulthood, have you experienced any name calling related to you being black?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. I had a boss. And, yeah, he used the N-word. And it was sort of crazy to think that now in this day and age that a person who's in charge of giving you your orders for your daily work assignments would look at you not as a human being but a nigger.
How do you feel about people using the term nigga?
Oh, the little abbreviation thing?
Yeah. Oh, what's up, my nigga?
Yo, listen. I grew up when that word meant hatred. That word was a word to demean, degrade us. And to hear our young people saying that now, it just turns my stomach. They haven't experienced what I went through. These young boys, these young girls, they don't know anything about it. And
So
our history is not being taught to them the way it should be. The history that's being taught to them is watered down on purpose. It's not even giving us the accomplishments that we have contributed to this country in any kind of way, shape, or form. It's all watered down. So these kids are being spoon-fed what the white man or establishment wants them to see and wants them to hear. Using the nigger, actually, you have no idea how that that pisses me off.
True. That's why I don't say the word. Very seldom will you hear that word come out of my mouth.
That better not ever come out your mouth while I'm around.
Daddy, why would I ever?
I know that. I don't play that. Homie don't play that.
Homie don't play that.
Homie don't play that, okay?
Homie don't play that.
You use the N-word on me, you gonna get busted. That's right.
You gonna get bust up. Bust upside the head. I'm sorry.
You hit me.
I'm sorry.
You know I'm old.
Right.
Now you just hit me in my head. Now what happened? I get a bump on my head.
You'll be alright.
I got a bump on my head.
You good.
I got a fever. Oh, okay.
No, you good. So what are some things that are the same from when you were growing up to now? Because we established that there are some things that are changed, that are different. We've come some way, but there's still a lot to be done.
You know, that question is a loaded question because that's really hard to answer, and I'll tell you why.
Sure.
You're not going to see the parallels because that was a different time, a different era. During that era, it was very accepted, so it was standard. That was standard policy. You walk into a store, you might have been called a nigger when you walked in the store, or boy, or followed around the store. Nah, you might see that going on today, following you around the store, you know, stuff like that. But the parallels are different in a lot of ways because their practice is not accepted now, even though it happens.
I think a good point that you made is that a lot of it's hidden now. So
Oh, definitely.
there are things that happen, but most of it's hidden. And then when they are exposed, like let's say a cop shoots a young black man, when something like that is exposed, we have a lot of people who are outraged, but then we also have people who are coming up with excuses. Like, oh, he should have been doing this, or oh, he should have been doing that.
You're not going to sucker me into that cop thing.
Why?
I got different views on that. My views on that is this.
Okay.
That's been going on for years, Jacqueline.
I know.
The media is just making it more prevalent now, but that's been going on for years. Cops have been abusing their their power for years. But that 1 or that 2% that's doing that, it makes the whole police force look bad, and that's not true. It really is not true. Yes, there's racist cops. There've always been racist cops. When you have a police department or police force that's predominantly white, you're going to have some people on that police force who have different views and may look at me not as a black person but a nigger. But that's not every cop in America. I grew up when the cops was whipping our back in the day, pardon my French. I got slammed down and called the N-word by 2 cops who happened to be white. But that was the way it was. The one thing the media doesn't show you is there's some black cops that do the same thing that some of the white cops have done. But see, the media like to play on your intelligence.
Side note, I have the same view as you, so I don't know why you thought that I had a different view. Some of them think that because they're police officers, they have the right to just use and abuse that authority. Your wife is white, correct?
Huh?
Your wife, she's white, correct?
My wife white?
Yeah, I'm asking.
She cooked collard greens and mac and cheese and all that stuff. You tell me she white? Oh, man, I didn't even know that. Why you ain't tell me that? Oh, man. That's cool.
But she be cooking those collard greens?
And that mac and cheese, boy, let me tell you, boy, stop cackalacky up in the house with that, boy.
Daddy, I'm trying to get a fist bump.
Oh, okay. That's the white side of you. He was all lame.
Did you ever receive any negativity for dating and then later marrying a white woman?
Of course. Everywhere you go. You go sit in a restaurant. People looking at you like, ooh, he with that white woman. And the white people like, she with that black guy. Well, you know what? I ain't never noticed her as being white.
Really?
I didn't wake up one day and go, hey, I'm gonna go get me a white woman. No, it wasn't like that. We met, we liked each other.
She cute.
Game on. It is what it is. I never really thought about it. Well, now I know. She's white, people. Get over it.
She's pretty white.
That's right.
So what do you think about statements like, black men who are marrying outside of their race are weakening the black race? Side note, somebody has actually said this in front of me one time.
Yeah, that's funny. This is the way I look at this. To me, that's borderline racist. Because what it's saying is, you know what, you're black, stay in your black race. Just like the white people are telling their kids, don't date outside your race. It's not like I woke up one day and decided I was going to go get me a white woman. I didn't look at her as white. She's a human being. And when we realize and face the fact that we're all human beings and stop trying to put labels on us, the world will be a lot better place. So no, I don't think I'm doing anything that I shouldn't be doing.
What do you think can be done to help America progress towards racial equality?
Get a movement going to get Donald Trump out of office. Yeah, I said it.
Well, I just want to thank you. That's the wrong hand. Just want to thank you, Dad. Okay.
Fist bump, baby.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wait, that was really off. Huh. Can we do a little black power?
What do you know about black power? Really?
Daddy, you can't see it. It's not.
I don't care. Raise your fist high in the sky. That is the fist we clenched back in the 70s, baby. Not none of this little thing right here. What is that?
I just want so they can see here.
That ain't black power.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's my hand hurt. My wrist hurt.
And any last closing words you want to say to my viewers?
Peace out. It's Timmy T. Timmy T in the house. To the T, the I, the double M-Y, the capital T, which you can't deny, because I'm Timmy T. I'm on the mic. I'm rapping to you with what you like. A peace out.
I think interviewing people is very important because it gives you the chance to see into somebody else's life and to gain a different perspective. And it's also a way to connect with people and learn different things.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
JVP.
A white woman back then.
Hello?
Hello?